Hello, hello, hello. Um, I just wanted to actually after last night's show, I wanted to make an announcement. There's probably no notifications going out, so I'm just gonna do this video and people can watch it afterwards. As to some of my announcement, I just jotted down a couple of things. Remember, I cover everything I want to cover. If you did not see last night's call-in show, I highly, 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 highly suggest that you check it out. First of all, shout outs to my boy Rich from Boston. Um, he gave me this shirt when I met him that time when I won the silver. So we do not consent. And the back, I don't know if you guys can see. I hold it like this. You know, it's about like the chemtrails. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, if there's a better way for me. You guys, I don't know if you guys can actually see. Maybe I'll I'll just tonight for the show I'll just take it off and show the back. But all right. So the reason I'm making this video is one, anybody who missed last night's show, I highly suggest you check it out. It's been a while since I had been doing call-in shows. I'm so happy that I started doing them because right off the bat, last night, what a great call-in show. You had people from such different backgrounds, ages, expertise, yet, and the way I do call-in shows is, if the content's good or great, they basically got the floor. If the content isn't so great, hear them a little bit, and I try to, and at a point I'll kind of bring it to an end in a very polite way, and that's kind of how I do my call-in shows. I don't do limits, and I can only do that because I'm a smaller channel. If I was a bigger channel, I would have to have limits. But I just highly suggest people check out that show. In fact, while you're watching it, I would have a pen and paper. I just went back, as I always do on shows, especially like live shows where I don't really see the chat. I like to go back, read the chat. With certain content, I went back and wrote down, like, for instance, there was a lot of books I had to write down from drop. There was also some information dropped by Jenny from the Bronx, or Jennifer from the Bronx. I'm sorry, from the Bay. Excuse me. As well as anime and Awake and Awake, just amazing callers. And just great. So I highly recommend you guys check out that show and listen closely. You might have to rewind a couple times because you might not. Your brain might take a second for you to actually realize what you just heard. And it's not just hearsay, it's backed up with fact, it's backed up with research, research that you can always do yourself to check it out. But a few things that I did want to go over is, I always watch the chat the day after. And I end up seeing a lot of things that I didn't see live. And one of the things I saw that I didn't like was with Whitetail7. I couldn't remember if it was 7 or 17. I remembered it as 7. From what I understand, she was put on timeout. So when I saw that, I said, I said, normally when it comes to timeout, blocking, things like that, I trust my mods, but I prefer they kind of bring it to my attention and let me make that call. Whereas, someone writes like there was other instances where my mods are right on it. Someone writes something nasty, and it's just, I don't know, like extremely distasteful and just disgusting and something you shouldn't even say in the presence of women. Like, they deleted that comment right away. Stuff like that. Like trolls just come in and just say. Because the thing is, I like my channel to be basically as uncensored as possible from myself to my viewers. That's just how I like it. Maybe to a fault, but I try to just let people be who they want to be, say what they want to say, not be censored, and I do the same with myself. Um, even when it comes to different words. And that doesn't mean that if somebody takes those extra precautions that there's something wrong with them. I just I just have a different philosophy on it as far as, you're not you're not free. If you can't speak freely, you're simply not free, as my man Monty would say. So, I just kind of I do believe in those words. So when I look back at what Whitetail said, first unless it was really bad, I would like to do it myself. When it comes to just deleting a comment, of course, the mods can do that. And you know what? The mods can put someone on timeout too. Just when I went back and looked, she didn't say anything wrong. I, I even looked back further. I looked back to see. I looked. And I was like, oh, maybe it got deleted. I looked into all the deleted comments. Nothing. So either it was a mistake, maybe somebody wanted to check out her channel, and when you go to somebody, it's like go to channel, and like right under it is like, basically silence them for put them on timeout or whatever, or block. So you gotta be, it could have been by accident. Um, if it wasn't by accident, I won't get upset with whoever it was. I'd appreciate an email just let me know, oh, that was me. I did it because this. At least that way I have an understanding of why. Maybe there was something I was missing, but from what I saw, there was no reason for her to be put on timeout. And the threshold for putting someone on timeout with me is pretty high. Um, like I said, I like it to be as uncensored as possible. However, with the internet and the way people are, there are sometimes people who need to be blocked or censored in some form or fashion. If they're just saying disgusting things that are going to ruin the experience for everyone else, especially on a great show like last night. Now, on top of that, speaking of mods, I just started to kind of thin out the mods. That's what I'm doing today. Um, I actually have 18 mods. 18. There's a bunch that I haven't seen in so long. There's others that it seems like every show they are either like challenging me every step of the way, or they're just saying negative things every step of the way. And it's not just here and there. I totally would be fine with people speaking out, disagreeing. I love that type of stuff. I not so much to argue, but just it's good. I don't like it. I like a happy medium in between, like dear leader, you know what I mean? Totally censored, and you can't say anything. And, if you say anything about me, I have thin skin. And it's not so much anything anyone's ever said about me, but, I have mods who are just openly defiant. If I say, like, all right, so I'm going to do it, it's just every step of the way. It's like a tug of war. And it's not just one show, two show, it's every show. And it's basically every comment they make involving, what I feel should be going on at the time. So those people, that's fine. It's just as a mod, that just doesn't work for me. As far as the way a show flows, that doesn't work for me. Where a mod is kind of like having a tug of war with me the whole time, every show. I can't have that. And at the same time, I love these people. You're still 100% welcome. In fact, I'd love it if you would call me and we could talk. And maybe there's always two sides to every story, so we could maybe have a better understanding. And of maybe I'll understand better why you do that, and we can make you a mod again. But for now, for the people that I kind of feel that with, which isn't many, it's a very small number. But just thinning down the mods. There's just so many mods, and um, I got 3 copyright strikes in one, 2 claims, actually 3 claims, or one looks like it might be a strike. So 2 were because of the music. I expected that, which is why I was like, you know what? Right now, it's the beginning of the show. It's still filling up. There's no call-ins yet, so I was kind of feeling dead air. And I figured, in the morning I would just edit that part out, which is exactly what I did. It was basically the first half hour I had, some Johnny Cash um, and Whitey Ford, and I just basically those first 30 seconds were taken out. I edited that. It's right now in the process. It's processing, but so I think by now maybe it should be gone. So that'll take care of that. That won't be a problem. But then there was somebody who said that they were abused and, there was hateful content, which anybody who was there last night, there was no hateful content. And, this is either one of two things. It's either, somebody, or one of three things. Somebody who might have been sent over from somebody who views himself as a adversary of mine, even though I don't have any adversaries right now. Maybe they were sent over. This is the second video in a row that's had some BS report of hateful content and the typical crap that they try to do to mess with your channel. That it doesn't work in the end. It's pretty obvious what's going on. So either it's someone that was sent over. I don't think that's what it is, but it could be that. Or it could be somebody who basically just, I don't know, people get kicks out of doing things like that, and maybe I don't know, just maybe just somebody who just like, I was thinking maybe the guy that I called out originally for stolen, maybe one of the guys, there was like two different guys that I totally bitched out on the show, but this is a while ago, for stolen valor. Then on Memorial Day, there was a guy who, but then again, when I looked, you can see everyone who was that watched the show live, even if they didn't comment, you can still get that information. And I know that guy's screen name, and he wasn't in that. So I don't think it was him, because it was the Stolen Valor, two Stolen Valor guys from before, and then recently, as far as Memorial Day, somebody calling in saying that veterans deserve to die on Memorial Day, and saying that so did my mother, who is dead, and that's messed up. So I let him have it, of course, live. He even called yesterday and then pretended that I was, like, because I called him back, not knowing it was him. I thought it was a caller, and it ended up being him. I knew right away with his, fake gangster voice. And I can pick out the fake ones pretty easy. But, yeah, so, yeah, there's no notifications because I'm not getting a lot of there's not that many people here. So I just want to get everything on this list. So yeah, so I watched the chat, and like I said, I'm really easygoing. I believe in not censoring anybody. I believe in people having their opinion and all that. Especially if you're not a mod, it's almost impossible to be put on timeout like Whitetail was. She shouldn't have been, unless there's something I don't know that I missed. And even then, it would have to be something pretty bad to put her on timeout, or something like that. The situation for timeouts for me is like if someone's like spamming, So yeah, if you're not a mod, it's really, and if you are a mod, it's basically the same thing. You just have some added responsibilities, of course, and help the show run great, and you guys help out with some of the riffraff trolls and things like that. But basically, I don't have any rules besides, I trust you guys to be able to delete the comments and all that shouldn't be there. And I trust you guys to bring to my attention somebody who should maybe be blocked or timed out. But then again, you guys have the power, and that's why I give you that power, that you guys can put someone on timeout or block them if it's one of those situations where it obviously needs to happen. So if it obviously needs to happen, it's one of those situations. Like there was kind of one last night where if the guy kept going, that would be a situation to do it. But in a situation like whitetails, or a situation where it's not so cut and dry, I'd like it maybe brought to my attention, and I'll go from there. And I apologize, Whitetail. To be honest with you, the mods are great, so I don't think anyone put you on timeout on purpose. I saw when you came back, you were pretty upset, and of course, I'm watching this now today. I always watch the show the day after, kind of look through chat, and just I like to watch the show, see how the show went. That's great show last night. If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. Um, let's see. I just want to make sure I hit the points. Yeah, so yeah, I got the two things about the music, but those will be fine because those are already taken out, edited out, but there was the, like I said, the hateful content or something like that, which is the second video in a row I've gone